Hey guys, let's talk about my Christmas haul. So this is a couple of perfumes I bought for myself, some that I was given as gifts. Um, and I didn't have a huge amount. I didn't ask for anything outrageous, but I've got some lovely things to talk about and some unexpected stuff as well. So firstly, if you watch my What I Wore Last Week, you'd have already seen that I have this. My mum gives me and my husband a chunk of money basically every year, and we buy stuff from Lush because we both really like Lush things. And he got a load of bubble bars, and we got some shower gel to share. And then I bought this one for myself. This is turmeric latte. This is one that I've had before, but I didn't love it at the time, so I didn't keep it. But I was craving it this year. And I think the notes here are tonka bean, vanilla, turmeric and benzoin, but really I get a kind of burnt marshmallow smell from this. So it smells like a bonfire to me. It smells smoky and a little bit burnt and a little bit spicy maybe, but very sweet. Yeah, and sweet like a marshmallow. So it smells the way that my clothes smell after I've toasted marshmallows in a fire pit. Like, that's what this smells like. So I find it really comforting. I think it's a really good November perfume. And this was basically bought by my mum. So yeah, that one I got a while ago because she does always give us the money super early. So we already had things for Christmas. So that's one. And then sticking with the fam. So I then got this from my sister. I asked for this. This is Yuzu and Cocoa, also from Lush. Not everything that I have is from Lush, but yeah, there's a couple of the more natural vegan perfumes here. Now, I already had this pen spray of Yuzu and Cocoa, the perfume. As you can see, a very tiny amount is left in this bottle. So it just basically smells like an awesome chocolate orange. It does also smell like Lush. And what I hadn't really noticed until I got the body spray version from my sister is that there's almost something a bit coconutty smelling in this. There's like a texture, like a coconutty texture. But it's cacao, yuzu, tonka bean, grapefruit and bergamot. And as I was running out of this one, I thought it would be sensible for the limited edition to get the body spray. This is actually very strong. I had originally planned to wear this after I got it from my sister. It was going to be my Boxing Day perfume, but it was so strong. There's no way I could wear this around my mum. It would have driven her absolutely around the bend. But this does. It is slightly less chocolatey, I'd say, this version, because probably it's just a bit more watered down, being a body spray. But it's still pretty beastly. It still smells like a chocolate orange with a hint of coconut is kind of what I'm getting from this. I'm just going to have a little look and see. I can't really see what would make this coconutty, but somehow that's what I'm getting this time round. Who knows? Who knows? There's coumarin in this as well, so it does have a nice sweetness. But I have to say, the yuzu, grapefruit, bergamot in this is very, very citrusy. So it does have that classic Lush citrusy scent, and it is not sickly sweet to me, this one, because it has a very sweet side, but it also has a very citrusy side. So yeah, absolutely lovely. Really happy to have that one. Oh, I asked for this one from my husband. I'm very excited about it. So this is very, very special. This is Far from And Perfumes and Fragrances. Now, And Fragrances, this is their little symbol. This is, if you like Lush, you're going to love this company, because this is Simon Constantine's perfume company. He used to be a perfumer for Lush. His dad is one of the owners of Lush. So yeah, he came up with quite a few of my favourite Lush perfumes. So I have the 10ml spray of Far in the Eau de Parfum formulation. And I was kind of getting through this one, and I thought, well, I might as well ask for a full bottle of this because I do really love it. And it's such a perfect lemony gourmand, sort of lemon lime. It smells to me like my mum's key lime pie, so almost like a kind of lime and lemon cheesecake. So that's the box. And then this was another interesting thing actually. So this is how it comes. And this, because I've always seen pictures of these from the front. Let me try and get it out of this thing. I thought it was going to be round, and then it's this cool shape. It's really beautiful. So I asked for the eau de toilette from my husband, and that is because I'd read a review that said that the eau de toilette is got more projection and is slightly less biscuity, and also realistically the eau de parfum is just quite expensive. You can only get it in a 50ml or the 10ml, which I already have, and I thought it would be fun to compare these two. And this one I think is £69 or something for the 50ml eau de toilette, but because I'd bought the set of samples, basically discovery set, you get a £25 voucher for a 50ml bottle, so he was able to get some money off and not spend a stupid amount of money this Christmas, which none of us wanted to do really. And I have to say, I think I might love the eau de toilette better, and I can see what the reviewer who was talking about this one was. I can see what they were saying, because I do feel like I can smell this a bit more from the sprayer even. I find it's slightly less bitter, and I almost get a bit more of a vanillic tone in this, even more so than in the eau de parfum. Weirdly, the eau de parfum feels almost a little bit softer to me. Of course, it's probably got a smaller sprayer, but this just is so glorious. They are both glorious, and I think you'd be happy with either. I think the 10ml are £30 for an eau de parfum, 35 or something. So for such a niche indie brand, really, really good value. Vegan, cruelty-free, all of the good stuff. So far, it has kaffir, lime and yuzu in the top. It's got mandarin orange and labdanum in the mid, and then the base notes of biscuit. It doesn't even mention vanilla, but it's very vanillic to me. Creamy. Oh, it's just magical. I'm so excited to wear that one. I can't wait. So I'm very happy with that, and I'm extremely happy to have a bottle that I can put in my display, because I really like these little bottles as well. Absolutely scrumptious. So then I had a bit of a surprise. My lovely friend Sam, who I've talked to her before about perfumes. She knows I love perfumes. She got me this little bag of Molten Brown samples, so I could play with those. And then there's a little Marks and Spencer thing here as well. So let's take these out. Lovely bag. Molten Brown. I have one from Molten Brown, which is called White Tea and Honeysuckle. And I really like that perfume. I think it's delicious. It was one of their eau de toilettes. Sadly, they don't make it anymore. But I do really like that. So let's have a quick look at these. I've got a whole selection here. So I've got a couple of eau de parfums and a couple of eau de toilettes from their current collection, which come in really cool bottles. Their new bottles are rather attractive. So let's see, two of these are the same perfume but in the different formulation. So we've got Jasmine and Sunrose in the eau de parfum and the eau de toilette. So let's put those there. And then we've got Heavenly Ginger Lily and Flora Lumiere. There you go. So Jasmine and Sunrose. I'm just going to get the notes up for this one. So this is the eau de toilette version, and I recognised this general scent profile pretty much straight away as soon as I'd sprayed it. These are the little samples that they come in. They're really cute. So this has raspberry, peach and bergamot in the top. The mid notes are rose, osmanthus and jasmine, and then the base notes are patchouli, musk and labdanum. This is very similar to Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. It's definitely a fruit chewy. It's a rose forward fruit chewy, I would say, this one. And it also, I mean, realistically, I think this kind of DNA also reminds me a little bit of Coco Noir, except this is not as citrusy as Coco Noir. So that's definitely what I'm getting from that one, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting something very similar from here. Yeah, although this one I think is sweeter and warmer. So I think this one is my preferred one, even though, you know, if you watch me, you know, Cocoa Mademoiselle is not my thing. I don't like fruit chilies. But in terms of maybe getting one that, I don't know if Molten Brown might be a little bit more affordable, certainly possibly easier to get on the grey market or second hand. I see them on eBay all the time. This one feels like a less... It feels smoother. I do find Cocoa Mademoiselle to be very scratchy and a little bit... I don't know, I just can't get along with that perfume. Same with Coco Noir. I find it to be a little bit sour, a little bit scratchy, and it's just not my thing. This still smells like Coco Mademoiselle, this Jasmine Sunrose Eau de Parfum. But I think it's softer, it's easier going, it's kind of a little bit sweeter, I think. It's less sour, definitely less sour. So this one, the Eau de Parfum, has raspberry leaf, blackcurrant, davana and bergamot in the top, mid notes of rose, jasmine and ladamum, base notes patchouli, musk and tonka bean. So out of the two, definitely I think that that's a nicer one. I do wonder if the Eau de Parfum version maybe smells a little bit more like... Is it called Coco Mademoiselle Intense or something? I do think there's another version of it that some people prefer. So that might be the case, that one is just a little bit softer and sweeter, the way that this Eau de Parfum version is. So then we have Heavenly Ginger Lily. And Heavenly Ginger Lily, let's have a little sniff of this one. This is an interesting one. This is reminding me of something as well. I don't think Molten Brown's a dupe house, but I do tend to think that most designer perfumes, they have crossovers sometimes, you know. So what is this making me think of? So Heavenly Ginger Lily is ginger, cardamom, cloves in the top, mid notes of lily, tuberose, jasmine, marigold, base notes musk, sandalwood and cedar. So what is this reminding me of? Just going to have a really good sniff here and see if I can work out what this is ringing bells of. Because it feels familiar, but I'm not really sure why. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is, actually. It's not the tuberose that's ringing bells here. Okay. I know what this... Oh, what's it called? It's the marigold. It's sunflowers. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Elizabeth Arden sunflowers. Definitely a little bit of that. And Calvin Klein. Escape. That's the one. I don't even know if my video of Escape has gone up yet, but I made that video ages ago. I just keep forgetting to actually put it up on the channel. Oh, it's definitely, I mean, it's much lighter, much softer, much easier going than either of those perfumes because, I mean, realistically, Sunflowers is an absolute monster and Escape, to me, is so strong it's unwearable. Like, absolutely unwearable to me, that perfume. But it has that similar thing. It's got this kind of marigoldy, it almost smells a bit melony. A little bit like it's got melon in it. And I feel like both of those perfumes have melon. It's also a little bit like, and this is one that I don't like, because I quite like Sunflowers. It reminds me of the 90s. It reminds me of when it first came out. Like, just the whole world kind of smelled like sunflowers in the UK for a while. But Issey Miyake, that's what I'm thinking about. L'Eau d'Issey, that comes in those amazing cool bottles. That's a perfume I always wanted to own because I love the bottle, but I don't love the perfume. But it is kind of a floral, melony kind of scent, with a bit of tuberose for sure. So, interesting. Okay. That one is definitely a kind of easier going version of those kind of perfumes. And I think if you like L'Eau d'Issey, Sunflowers, or Escape, you'd absolutely love Heavenly Ginger Lily. So then the last one is a Flora Lumiere. Ooh. This has something familiar going on in it as well. I'm thinking this must have some musk in it because This, when I sprayed it out initially, was more floral, and now it's feeling a bit more musky, a bit soapy. I wonder if there's aldehydes in this. Okay, let's have a look. So Flora Luminaire from Molten Brown. This one is top notes of mandarin orange, bitter almond, olibanum and petitgrain. Mid notes of ylang ylang, jasmine, tiare flower, neroli and rose. Base notes sandalwood, mate, cedar and musk. So yeah, there's musk, and I'm getting much more of that now. I feel like the white florals are here now, and when I first sprayed it, I was feeling a little bit more ylang ylangy. I'm getting a real greenness here. I feel like the petitgrain, even though it's in the top notes, is really hanging around in the base there, and I've got some wood for sure. This is reminiscent of something, but I'm not. I don't know if I could put my finger on it. It's quite soapy. I don't know. I'm just going to have to look up this one, actually, guys, to see if anything's been compared to it. So Amarige from Givenchy. I'm not really getting Amarige from this, to be honest. I feel like that is a very vintage smelling classic floral, and although there is definitely something in here that is smelling a bit classic, it doesn't smell vintage. It definitely doesn't smell vintage. What's that replica one? No, see, there's not much compared to this one. I'm going to click on the top one, which is a L'Artisan Perfumer, La Chaise aux Papillons. Excuse my terrible French. I haven't smelt this perfume, so I can't really comment. But if I have a look and see what this is compared to. So this is another. It's tuberose and lime blossom, jasmine, orange blossom, white flowers. Okay. Oh, Doson. I don't think this is like super, super strong in the tuberose myself. And Doson is an extremely buttery tuberose that I can't deal with. It's the closest to a buttery tuberose that I can deal with, but it's not for me. The votes on this, let's have a look at that. That might help. So it has ylang at the top, which I think when I first sprayed this, I probably would say, yes, that is quite strong in the ylang. But now I think this is, yeah, the second one vote separates it, but the jasmine is strong here. I'm not really getting much in the way of almond, maybe a bit of bitterness from the mate, but yeah, interesting. That one's an interesting one. I think it starts with the ylang, moves into jasmine, maybe has a touch of, like, if you could imagine a very modern take on Amarige, then that might be it. But yeah, so that's fun. Those are Molten Brown. Lovely to smell those samples. It's such fun doing samples. Okay, I'm going to put those back in the beautiful bag. And then the other thing that was in my little bag of goodies is this guy. This is Velvet Amber from what's it called? Marks and Spencer's, that's the one. So discover your scent. It's great that they do all different sizes of these. You can also get discovery sets, like little sample sized ones of these. So Velvet Amber, this is, what is this, a 10ml spray. I think these are crazy affordable, these perfumes, which I really love. Oh, and I should just say really quickly, because I keep forgetting to mention, I did go and smell their new perfumes. One of them is like a fig perfume, really nice, like a limited edition, and the other is a vanilla perfume, and that one smells like Burberry Goddess, but like a extremely weak, sheared out version of it. So Velvet Amber, I am going to, a really cool bottle. What a lovely colour that is. I love the purple here. Fabulous. I'm going to have a look, because this isn't on for Grantica, unfortunately, so I have to look at the actual Marks and Spencer's website. It says Velvet Amber features fragrant top notes of neroli blended with bold white flowers, finishing with a rich amber scent. So, looking at the colour of this bottle, can you guys guess what this is inspired by? The most famous purple bottle outside of Poison. This specific kind of purple, to be fair. I think this is their version of Alien by Mugler. So It does mention neroli, but I think this is a jasmine perfume. It has a little bit of that kind of unworldly, strange jasmine smell that you get in Alien. And then obviously it's got a lot of amber. I do think this has that grapey, like a grapey smell in it as well. A bit of a grapey jasmine. And it's just way lighter. It's a much more approachable version of something like Alien. Like, I mean, if you love Alien, you're going to want the real Alien, right? But if you kind of like the general scent profile of Alien, but you don't like it being so strong, and if you want to wear it to work or something, this could be a really, really good version. There's something in it that's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's wood, right? There's a woodiness. There is something in here that smells grapey and fruity, which is nice. And I do think that some people get that with the original Alien, even though it doesn't really list many notes. But I think that this could be a really nice alternative if you like Alien. So yeah, I mean, I think these are super affordable and you could go and grab them for a steal. And it's great they do these little sprays, because you could just take it with you, honestly. Like, you could just take it with you wherever you want to go. So yeah, that is Velvet Amber from Marks and Spencer's. So then the last two that I consider to be Christmas presents are ones I bought for myself. So these are gifts to myself. And they are both from Dior. They are both second-hand, so they're both eBay purchases from people that I trusted to buy from, good reviews, and so let's start with this one. Let me just get the notes up for this. So this is Poison Girl Unexpected. Now I have Poison Girl Eau de Toilette. I bought myself that a little while ago because I saw it for an absolute steal, a smaller bottle than this actually on eBay again. And the EDP of Poison Girl is too balsamic for me. It just doesn't work for me. I find it to be just impossible to wear, basically. Although I like the smell of it, I just cannot wear that perfume. There's something in it that makes me feel like I'm getting a headache. And like I said, the balsamic feel of it is too much for me. But when I had the samples, I really liked the Eau de Toilette. Kind of feels like a less balsamic, lighter and more soapy version of the original. Whereas Poison Girl Unexpected is kind of a little bit like the EDT, but with an absolute ton of ginger in it. Blood orange and ginger. So I really liked my sample of this, but I was like, I'm not going to spend loads of money on this perfume because it lasts for a very short period of time. It's really not long lasting. It's an Eau de Toilette as well, I think. You can see this bottle's a bit knackered, which is why I got it from, Eau de Toilette for such a good price. You can see there's bits of stuff that's chipped off. It's like been in someone's bag. But the perfume inside smells great still. So I got this for a steal because I think this has now been discontinued. So I thought this is my chance to get it. I saw it for a good amount. So I wanted to buy it. And it really has a very fizzy kind of gingery smell to it. Weirdly enough, there's something about this that reminds me a tiny bit of my Jean Paul Gaultier Classique Eau de Parfum. That smells like ginger ale to me, with a kind of sweet and rich, easier going, softer, creamier version of the original Classique. This is, like I said, a very gingery, ginger ale, kind of almost effervescent version of Poison Girl. And again, it's not quite as balsamic as the original. It's not quite as soapy as the EDT, and this has got so much blood orange in it that I really love that blood orange. So this one is ginger, blood orange, lemon in the top, mid notes of damask rose, base notes vanilla, tonka bean, hazelnut and cashmerian, and it's just really lovely. I'm really happy to have this one. It's not one that's going to last very long when I wear it, but I've got this big bottle, so who cares? Yeah, it's a really cute perfume. I do love a bit of ginger, so I'm really happy to have that one. I love eBay. And then my other eBay purchase is another Dior, and it's another Poison. Now, I got a sample of this absolutely ages ago, and I've been keeping an eye out for a while to find a bottle of this on eBay because it's very expensive to buy it directly from Dior or even, you know, from other shops. It's still quite expensive. So this is Hypnotic Poison, the Eau de Parfum. So the reason I wanted to smell initially the Eau de Parfum is because I was going through a very genuine licorice obsession. I've got some perfumes I absolutely love with licorice in, Lolita Lampica, for instance, and Mon Guerlain, one of my favourite perfumes of all time nowadays. Le Rive, My Only Wish, I really love that. So I was trying some out. I also got a Ted Baker one a while back that I need to review. But I got a little sample of this. I wanted to smell this one because Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum, it has licorice in it. And I've seen really mixed reviews of this perfume. I've seen some people saying it smells just like the original Hypnotic Poison. Other people saying it doesn't smell anything like the original Hypnotic Poison. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think it's sexy, some people don't. So I wanted to know what it smelled like, so I got myself a sample of it from... I don't think you can really get carded samples of this. I had to buy it from like an actual website that does samples from the big bottles, decants. And I really liked this one, and I thought, right, this is one I actually want to be able to wear. So... But this is one that you will hate if you don't like licorice. This is hardcore licorice. So it took me a little while to come around to the original Hypnotic Poison, but I did kind of fall in love with that one recently, mainly because I love the dry down. I love the vanilla in that one, the almond. What I didn't love was the kind of root beery smell of that one. This one... I'm not someone who think it doesn't smell anything like the original Hypnotic Poison, but I also don't think it smells like Hypnotic Poison in that I can tell that they're related, but I think this one to me and on me smells quite different. I think that this is very sugary sweet in the way that licorice is very sugary sweet. And I really don't get loads of vanilla with this. And it's interesting because the votes on this have vanilla above the licorice. And I heartily disagree with that. I think what you're lacking in the Eau de Parfum is the creamy vanilla that you get in Hypnotic Poison. And that's probably like the EDT. So I think... I mean, realistically, I think that there will be so many people who really love the EDT who do not love this version. Because this does not have that vanillic dry down. It's not creamy to me at all. This is syrupy sweet rather than creamy sweet. And I think this also, and it's taken me a while to get used to this kind of jasmine. It has the kind of weird unearthly jasmine that you get in Alien, like I was talking about earlier. It's got this strange grapey jasmine. Which I guess, because the original Poison has that grapey vibe, so it's not surprising to smell that here, but... So yeah, I mean, this is just such a fascinating perfume, and when I tried them next to each other, this one was one that I thought, I don't like this as much, I don't really like it compared to the original, because the original is so vanillic and creamy that smelling anything next to it makes it smell a bit sour and not sweet enough. Or like this one, I think you could argue is slightly sickly because it's so syrupy sweet with the licorice. But when I tried it on its own and I like stopped comparing it to the original, I keep saying the original, but to the EDT, to the Eau de Toilette, this then became a much more interesting perfume when it kind of just was able to stand alone and not be compared to the EDT. So the notes in this are licorice and almond in the top, mid notes of jasmine, sambac and orange blossom in the mid, and then base notes of vanilla and tonka bean. So what you're getting here is an absolute hella dose of licorice, like black licorice. And you're getting slightly less of that root beer smell. So I feel like you can kind of sniff this Eau de Parfum and think it does have overlaps with the EDT version of Hypnotic Poison, but it just isn't the same. It doesn't smell like a stronger version. I mean, to be honest with you, I do think it's a bit of a tragedy that they've never made a version of Hypnotic Poison that smells licoricey like this, but on that vanillic base, on the creamy vanilla base. I feel like that would be amazing. But this is like, this sits with the original Poison to me, in that it feels like a much more gothic, darker, weirder perfume. It doesn't feel as easy to wear. It feels more special occasion. It feels more deadly in a way. It's more poisonous than the EDT, which I think is a bit fluffy, and although is kind of spicy and challenging in some ways, is like a comfy, cozy perfume. This is a siren perfume. This is a vixen perfume. This is what Morticia Addams smells like in my imagination. She smells like Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum. So I'm really happy to have this. It was a really good buy for me. This is my perfume for New Year's Eve this year, and I think I will. It's going to be like with a very sexy black velvet dress, and that's exactly the feel of this perfume to me. Like, that's exactly what I feel like I should be wearing with Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum, whereas the EDT I'm happy to wear to work, like the modern formulation of it. I'll happily wear that to work. It's like cozy. This is too sexy for work. This is you wanting to go and snare a man. I mean, I've already got a man at home, so I'll be snaring him on New Year's Eve. But yeah, we'll see what he thinks of this. I really like licorice. He seems to like my perfumes with licorice in. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. But yeah, a beautiful, beautiful perfume. So yeah, I mean, this is quite a lovely haul of things I've got here. I've got my Poisons. That's a big boy, look at that. That's a 50ml. That's 100ml. Then we've got a 50ml of Fart, which is absolutely scrumptious. We've got a little turmeric latte. Oh. And then what did we have? Then we've got a massive yuzu and cocoa. Just going to knock everything over. And a lovely bunch of samples from my friend Sam. So yeah, we've got a bunch of lovely things here. I had a really lovely little Christmas haul here of beautiful, beautiful things. And I'm very, very happy with it all. So thanks very much for watching. Let me know down below what you got for Christmas, if you got any perfumes, if you asked for anything, or if you just got any cool stuff. And I'll see you soon with another video. All right, thanks guys.